It's Sunday, the 9th of August, 2026, and it's around 10:15 p.m. And I'm out in our trailer. I'm laying on the floor and the lights are off in here. Now, what I'm thinking about is a metaphor that came to me today as a good way to describe the way I feel in this experience of chasing after this person I've been calling Bishuasi, who seemed to be reaching out to me in communications she made online, or at least while she was on television. And while at first I was confident that these communications were real and that they would lead to a relationship between her and me, so much time now has gone by and nothing has happened between us. In fact, I don't have a single shred of proof that there's anything at all to my perceptions that she ever did make communications or still might be making communications to me while she's been on television. And I've thought to myself that the right metaphor for this experience is me as a freshman at the exclusive private school I attended in Bethesda, Maryland, trying to run on the varsity track team when I was in delayed maturation, and the other boys on the team were fully developed young men. And by that I mean they had descended testicles and hairy legs and other indications of sexual maturity that I did not have yet. And so I could not realistically compete with these guys in track, although I stayed on the team. Now, the way I felt on that team is now the way I feel after so much time has gone by and nothing has happened to begin this relationship between me and this person. I am now starting to feel the way I felt when I was on that varsity track team. I realized that I was not going to be able to compete with these guys. I mean, in the trainings, I could hardly keep up. And the trainings were grueling for me, not having the testosterone levels and the maturity and the stamina of these guys I was training with. The training was absolutely grueling for me, but I did not give up. Now, the result was that at the track meets, I knew very well that I was not going to win or even get near winning any of the races I was in. I ran the mile. And I already knew from training during practices that I wasn't even close to the front runners in the trainings that we did. So, by the time we got to the track meets, it was a foregone conclusion that I was not going to win that race, and I wasn't even going to come close to winning it. So, as it turned out, my goal in those track meets when I ran the mile was not to come in last. There was no chance. I didn't even consider I'm going to win. I knew I couldn't. Because in the trainings, I wasn't even close. My best efforts in the trainings to run that mile were nowhere near what the times were for the people who might win. Right? So I already knew that I wasn't going to win. And so I was on the track team, and I was not going to give up. That is the credo in the United States, not to give up when you're in any kind of struggle. Keep in the fight. Don't give up. And at the same time, I knew that I could not win ever in this area of competition. I was not going to win. I was not even going to come close. So now that all this time has gone by, and I've seen absolutely nothing coming back from this person that I can say is any kind of proof that there might be a relationship between her and me, I'm now beginning to feel the way I did when I was running track. In other words, I'm not going to give up the idea that we might be in a relationship. Now, in the metaphor, that means I'm not going to give up running track, even though I know I'm not going to win. Well, the way I'm feeling now, I know I'm not going to win. I'm starting to feel like I don't see it. I don't see this relationship happening by now. Whereas when I started out, I did think that this relationship would happen. Now, as time has gone by, you could say the time going by is like what I've learned about myself in the trainings. So when I trained with the other guys, I could see that I couldn't keep up with them merely in the trainings. So, I knew I wasn't going to win any races. So the trainings are what I've been seeing across the 3 years and 9 months and plus days now that I've been watching for any kind of sign that a relationship between me and this person might happen. And since I haven't seen anything, I'm starting to feel the way I felt when I ran track. I'm not going to win. I'm in an area of competition where I can't compete. Now, when I ran track, I couldn't compete because I wasn't as sexually mature as these other guys. There was no way I was going to, like a boy, compete on equal grounds with guys that were young men. It just wasn't going to happen. So I'm now starting to say, well, this person that I fancied to have made communications toward me may have made the communications, but since I am not in any way, shape, or form on the level this person is in, let's say, the world, and let's just say employment, the work world, worldwide. This person is what you might imagine to be in the very top levels of the working world worldwide. Her job would have so much competition to be won by her or anyone that she is, having won her position, the one she has, it makes her part of an exclusive number of people worldwide at the very top of the working world worldwide. And I was nowhere near that. And I'm in the working world that I was in, and I'm now retired, but I was nowhere close to such a high place in the working world. And the truth about me is that because I'm said to be suffering from a major mental disease, I'm at the very bottom of status in my own society and in societies worldwide. Whereas this person, with the high position she has in the working world, in terms of status, is way up high among the gods almost on Mount Olympus compared to me. And so this difference between her and me is like the difference between these guys on the track team that are young men and me, still a boy in what's it called? Delayed maturation. There's no way I could compete with them. And now that I'm seeing nothing happening between me and this woman, I'm starting to say, well, the reasons nothing happening is the same reason I can't win races in track. I can't do whatever's necessary to get to this person and begin a relationship. But whatever she might expect or have ever expected of me, I'm unable to do, just like anyone who might have expected me to compete on the same level of these guys that were young men were going to soon see that I couldn't do. So I'm saying there's the analogy. And the analogy fits perfectly by now. With all the time that's gone by, I say, I ran the mile, right? And my times for the mile were way slower than the winners, right? Way back when people were trying to run a mile faster than 4 minutes. I don't know how fast they're running it now, but it was a big thing way back like in the 1960s to run a mile faster than 4 minutes. And when I ran the mile, I ran like the mile between maybe 5 and 6 minutes. And that was the best I can do. So that was nowhere near the times people had who were winning the mile race, even in high school. And so when you look at the amount of time that's passed now, there's my 5 to 6 minute mile that I'm running. Nothing has happened in 3 years, 9 months, and so many days. There's my 5 to 6 minute mile that I'm running. And the reason is, as I said, I am nowhere capable of doing whatever's necessary to do my part to get to this person who reached out to me. She reached out to me and she expected probably that I'd do certain things that I simply cannot do. And so I cannot get to her, just like I couldn't run a mile faster than 5 minutes and maybe 30 seconds. I couldn't do it. And I can't do whatever I need to do to get to this person. From her point of view, she may be thinking, there's lots of things he could have done to get to me, but she doesn't understand, if that's what she's thinking, that no, there are a lot of things I can do as a person on the bottom of the status rungs worldwide, where I am in the economy of classes. I'm middle class at best, and no, I cannot, with being who I am, compete, as it were, in the world she's in. I simply cannot, and that may be the reason that nothing's happening. Nothing is gonna happen because, as I say, I am not, I'm looking for the right words here. I do not have whatever strengths I would need to have to actually be in a relationship with this person. I do not have them. Just like I didn't have the strengths I needed as a boy of 14, 15 years old to compete with these other guys. So I'm saying now that although I'm still keeping the idea alive that something may happen between me and her, this is the same. This is a parallel for not giving up when I'm running in the track meets on the track team. I know I'm not going to. I feel like the analogy here is the feeling. The feeling is now, there's no way I'm going to win this race. That's the feeling, because I've been in it all this long. I've run a mile in 5 minutes, 30 seconds. That is not going to win. And so my feeling is, even though I'm staying in the race, that I'm not going to win this race.